See, that guy stuck in one. Hey, hey, hey.
Good morning, everybody. Beautiful little snowy evening night we had. I'm just getting up. It's not a scene we usually show you in the mornings, I guess. But it's always nice to come down and see a kid reading a book. This one here is playing with his truck that broke, trying to get it fixed up. And babysitting with his little sister, who just crawled in his lap. This one's on electronics, but she's getting stuff ready for school. There's some printing to do. Here's another one reading a book. Anyway, it's nice in the mornings. We had a little bit of snowfall. Now that it's light outside, you can actually see, if I can find a window. We had quite a bit of snow last night. I was still like maybe 3-4 inches or something, but it's all white again. And it looks so nice in the on the plants. Just the way it covers up. So anyway, it is winter. We should be getting snow once in a while, but so far it's been not a lot, put it that way. Shot at this window too. You can see a little bit on the tractor there. So hopefully we'll get around to working on this project again a little bit today. Depending on how miserable it gets out there, I guess. But that's kind of what we're thinking. After we're done coffee and breakfast, of course.
Hello, hello! It is still a beautiful day. Wonderful. Every day is a wonderful day, actually, if you think about it. Every day that you get to wake up and breathe is a good day. Could be a lot worse, that's the way I look at it. But it is wonderful out here. There's a lot of snow on these trees. It's still snowing. Not a lot, but a little bit. But it is sure beautiful scenery. I managed to pile up some new snow. We had lost quite a bit of snow on that hill, and now it's taller because we got, I think, probably 6 inches of snow yesterday. You can kind of see it here, I guess. Some of this is piled up a little bit, but you know, probably 4 or 5 inches of snow at least. So by the time you scrape the yard up a little bit, it adds up. And so the kids can go sledding there again, hopefully. I also cleaned the lane, just one pass up and down. If anybody has to come, they can get it. It looks like our flag's stuck. That's not good. It'll probably flap its way loose today, otherwise maybe we'll fix that. Sure looks better when she's flying nice. Okay, we are working on the shop again today. Waylon and West, although I don't know where Waylon disappeared to right now. He was working though, I'm vouching for him. Is he finishing up the strapping? This is the only side here that needs strapping yet. And then the main portion of the shop is done. This whole top end here. They'll have that done. I'm gonna start cutting the Y braces. They go in here and here on these posts. And the cleats that hold them up. So we have cleats on the top here underneath the ribbons. What I call the ribbons, you can see the short blocks nailed to the post and the ribbon sits on top. And these cleats go on these posts and hold the Y brace. I'll show you that later. Then next stage is the far side. The far side still needs a ribbon. I was trying to decide a height on that, and I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do, whether I wanted it to slope down or stay the same. So I think we're going to keep it the same height. And so now we can go ahead and put the ribbon on that as well. Probably happen, I don't know, we'll see how much time we have today. It still gets dark pretty early, right? So we only have so many hours of working every day. We're working on this. We have stuff to do inside too, of course. But we'll get that ribbon going either today or tomorrow. We'll start on that. And then a portion of that part will also be strapped all the way around and closed in. And the rest of it will stay open. So, yeah, it's exciting. I'm getting my saw set up. Bought this saw It's an alright saw, but it's incredibly slow start. If you look in here, listen to it a minute. Alright, it's a slow start. So, I happen to be an impatient fella, and I find that one's terribly slow. Other than that, it's okay. The angles aren't 100% true. Just set it up with my square, and so you can see it's actually pointing a couple of degrees past, so I'll have to adjust it. I'm sure there's a way of adjusting it so that this is lined up with 0 again, but right now it's not. In order for it to be square, I had to be off. And I can tell because I hit my cut here. It was pretty far out of whack. I'll show that to you too here. This is a speed square if you're not aware of it. Very handy device. Anyway, you can see how far off that cut is. It's not square. Speed square is great for doing rafters, all sorts of things. You got lots of information on here, up here as well. And that's why it's called speed squares. You can do quickly, as opposed to a framing square, which looks like a large L. Okay, so right now I've set up a couple of 2x8s underneath here to give me a working height that's the same as the miter saw. And now I can slide my 2x6s across. I'm going to do the same thing here, and I'm also going to set a bumper so I don't have to measure every single piece that I want to cut. I can just slide my 2x6 up until it hits the bumper and then cut it. I want all of my the Y's to be just a hair over 5 feet, and well, basically on the short end it'll be 5 feet, so it's 5'2" to the long end here. And then I got to cut all my cleats. My cleats will be 16 inch, roughly 40 centimeters, and that works out to the end of this. I already had that set the other day, and so we'll be able to cut those as well. I should be able to cut three long pieces out of each one. They're about 6 meters long approximately, and so I can cut 3 5-footers out of there, and then the remainder I should be able to cut some cleats. So we'll cut a bunch of those. As soon as the boys are done strapping here, we can start putting the Y bracing in. Need quite a few of those. That really stiffens it up side to side both ways, gives it a lot of strength. And then after we put the trusses on, we'll be putting more braces in from the post up to the truss, and that also ties it all in. Pole barns are very handy, very quick, cheap to build, but like anything, you got to make sure you get your bracing in there. There'll be loads of bracing up in the trusses as well. Keep everything sturdy. It'll last for many years. Trusty tractor, still working pretty good. Lots of snow cleaned up. A few things, I guess. This loader I still think sticks over too far. If I was to redesign a loader, I would cut a chunk out of this. It's super handy because you can reach up high. So it's a lot higher reach than loaders I'd be used to, and that's because this piece is so much longer. But that also means that your load is that far in front of the front tires, which helps to make the back end really light. And if that was shortened up, it would bring the load closer to the tractor and you wouldn't be lifting off so much. A lot of people were wondering why we put these on and didn't seem to understand the whole idea. They think, oh, you're making it too heavy. No, it's because when you pick up a load, it ends up pivoting on the front axle and lifting the back right off the ground, which is super unsafe. Multiple reasons why. Obviously, you want to keep all 4 tires on the ground, but also because on a tractor, the front axle pivots this way. And that allows you to drive over bumps, and the tire, only the front axle, will move like this. So now, if you can imagine you have a load in here that's heavy, and it picks the back of the tractor up, and the front's able to move like that, you're sitting in that cab, and the whole tractor goes like this. Now, if you have your bucket up too far in the air, it'll literally tip the tractor over onto its side. Extremely dangerous. So you want to have weight in the back. What I always have done in Canada, this is super common, but every tractor I ever ordered, I got them to load the tires, is what we call it. And that is just consists of putting calcium in the tires, a fluid that doesn't freeze. In the cold climate like this, you don't want it to freeze. If you put fluid in here, let's say you put water in and you filled it up this full in the tire with water, and now on a day like today when it's freezing, that ice chunk will be in here, and when you turn, the ice chunk will come up here, and that'll make the whole tractor drive like this, which would wreck your tractor. So you want to put a fluid in there that doesn't freeze, and ideally the reason for filling the tires is because it's close to the ground. This works. I put my weights in here, but I prefer to have my weight in the tire because then it's on the ground. The lower your center of gravity, the better. And so calcium is one way. Beet juice is another one that's very popular. Calcium, you have to put a rubber tube inside your tire because calcium will eat the metal. With beet juice, you don't have to. Beet juice is non-corrosive. and so you don't have to worry about that. I would load all 4 tires on my tractors, and it gives you a ton of stability. Extra weight is also nice if you're pulling discs or anything like that. A lot of time it's not the fact that the tractor's too weak to pull, it's you just don't have enough traction. You just sit there and spin. And if you had a little bit more weight, you get that much more traction. This works though in lieu of fluid. On the next one, if I buy another one here and I still can't find anybody that knows how to put fluid in, we'll probably do it ourselves. I talked to my cousin and he says he's done windshield washer fluid before. The same principle, because it doesn't freeze. And basically you just make sure the valve stem's at the top, you let a bunch of air out and you pump a bunch of fluid back in. So it's just a matter of making a pump that can hook up to here, take the valve stem out of it and fill it up however many liters of fluid you want, and that gives you so much more stability. So well, we put weights on both sides and that helps a lot. Now when I lift a bucket of sand or snow, it was even bales, I got some bales over there, we picked up one of those and you could feel the back end coming off, and that's not a nice feeling at all. Also doesn't make me comfortable with the kids driving. The tractor should be safe and secure for them to drive. No, other than that, yeah, pretty happy. We got a bit of a brake issue right now. I think it just needs to be adjusted. Sometimes it stays locked on, and that'll be something inside. Goes right inside of here. That rod goes into the inside here to the brakes. And I'm thinking it's out of adjustment. The guys are coming tomorrow. They're absolutely super to work with. If you're in Nizhny and you're looking for a tractor like this, you got to give these guys a call. Don't have their phone number here, but you can find them right there. They have a YouTube channel as well. A website right here. They also sell mulchers, and they can get you anything you want, really. But great guys, great service, great team. Give them a holler. And if you're looking for a loader, these guys make a wide variety of loaders as well as implements. Your buckets, I got a bunch of stuff over here, but bale grapples, forks, you name it, all sorts of stuff. Go check out their website as well. Selskamash. Good company as well. And that would be my only complaint with the loader. It's just I think it's too far forward. Maybe they designed this for multiple tractors and some might have a longer nose. If you have a longer nose, of course you need this out farther or you'll hit it. In this case, I think it could be shortened quite a bit, and just by taking this out. But on the other hand, like I said, I do find it handy because I can reach higher now because of that. So, you know, one or the other, I guess. I've had a tractor before, it didn't reach very high, and that's not very fun either. When you're stacking bales on a wagon and you have a tall wagon, we used to have 2 wagons with transport truck tires, so they're taller. Then the first row is no problem, but setting the second row up there, you can almost not reach. And that's not fun. And this tractor would have no problem reaching because it goes up really high. Okay, back to work. Get this set up and get some stuff cut. I guess what I should do is maybe find a tripod sometime and I can set it up and you can see that, because I'm the only one working and filming, I guess. And to have someone standing here filming me is not always a possibility because everybody's busy with their own stuff. So it tends to be me talking and no work being filmed, but that's the way it is. Okay, got a whole whack of them, got lots to go yet, but lunch, gotta go eat some lunch. This guy is a good hard worker. He's always been a good firewood hauler since he was little. And now he's helping me move all these. So we're restacking them. I just cut them, set them up against the tire. Decided to put them here. That way I can cover them in a tarp tonight, or cover them with something so they're not all covered in snow. Got a 145 cut on the one side. And the other side's still straight. And we need 83 of them, I believe. So got a few more to go. Just about done. Boys just finished the middle portion of strapping. They got to do the last 2 chunks yet, but lunchtime, so we're going to go eat. And the flag freed itself. We watched it unfurl. Sure is beautiful to be able to see that flying in our yard every day. Wonderful. Oh, and the kids tried out the snow hill. Eli and Finley were sliding down the hill there, so it's working good again too. Still a beautiful scene. Every season has its own beauty.
Except,
what's up?
You can't go down the real side because it's all like bumped in.
Yeah, I think looks like Waylon's gonna fix it for you right now by the looks of it, actually.
Yeah, but we're going down this side and it's really
fast. The other side should be too. There should be lots of ice there, I think. All the rain.
But this side,
yeah,
it's like except it's like this is a new one, so it's like
Super fast? It's fun, right?
Yeah.
You can't do that in the summer, can you? No, so every season has its own fun as well. Hey, lunchtime. Crazy hair day at the same time. Your hair's not all crazy. You weren't wearing too crazy.
Yeah,
You were?
like this.
Oh, yours is still down. His just goes crazy on the back all the time. Hey, little turkey feathers back there. Alright.
Mine's too short to get crazy.
That's because we just cut yours. So snack time. The ladies set out a few things for us. We don't always eat a heavy lunch. A lot of times we'll eat a late breakfast and kind of an early supper, and just kind of snack in between. We've done that for quite a few years. It just seems to fit our schedule better. Girls are playing some kind of game on the ground. What are y'all playing?
It's a made-up game that she made up.
Oh yeah. You enjoy that?
Yeah.
Why not, eh? Skippo cards. Imagination, that's all you need, isn't it? If you have an imagination, there's no end to the fun you can have. Can you imagine not having one? How boring things would be. Maybe the kids that sit there and go, I'm bored. Maybe they don't have an imagination. Something to think about. How'd the skirt go you're working on?
Not very good.
So this is an old dress of yours, correct?
Yeah. But
And
the zipper broke out, so I decided.
You try to make it into a skirt. Cool. And you found yourself some kind of oh, that's for the pins. Ah, well, you managed to get this in. You got to get a bungee in the top yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom's gonna help me do that. Okay, see that it's a magnet?
Yep. You pick up all the pins. That's pretty handy. That's handier than a watch. Fancy schmancy. Cora's working on some supper, looks like, or smells like. What do we got here? Broth? Or is that supper too? That's broth cooking. If you've never done broth, it's super healthy for you. You boil the chicken down, and then you eat the chicken for supper, and then the broth that's left over from boiling the chicken's full of all sorts of nutrients. Lots of fat in there, and stuff that comes out of the marrow and the bones. Bone broth actually has a really good one from cows too. We've used to do that a lot. Once we start butchering animals here again and we have access to bones, then we'll do that again as well. Right now, it's just chicken broth, but very healthy. Maybe just drink it in a cup. Put some salt in it. It's very good. Now, you have heard me say many times that farming is by far the best lifestyle. And you probably also heard me say why. It's because I get to spend time with my family. It also allows us to have longer breaks sometimes. So today was excessively long. That doesn't happen every day. As we just socialized a bit. Eli's working on a puzzle. The boys just came back out. They're going to finish up the strapping. I'm going to finish cutting up the lumber here. But that's something you can't do when you have a job somewhere else. It allows you to, especially this time of year, there's not a lot of pressing things. Yeah, we want to get this building done, but if it takes another day or two, it's not the end of the world. And it just allows us to relax a little bit more. Spend some time drinking a cup of, I had 2 cups of coffee instead of 1. And just socialize a bit with Anneesa. It's nice catching up. So. Okay, back at her again. Typically I like having my lumber piles covered. It didn't happen. It's not the end of the world. It's just sometimes with this kind of warm weather we're having right now, it's not that cold out, and all of it gets stuck together, and that's kind of annoying nuisance. If you can tarp it, it is handy. The problem with tarping, if it's not done right, the wind blows it away. Anyway, we didn't do it this time, and yeah, but now it gets uneven, so I'm going to try to level this off too by using the top half of this pile. And then if I do want to tarp it still, I can. Also, this pile was supposed to be used first, and the boys forgot that and started dipping into this pile. But that'll clean this up. So probably by the end of the day, we'll stack whatever's left here on top of that pile, make it a little bit neater. To me, it's very important to have a neat job site, not have stuff laying all over the place, especially this time of year, because once it snows, you can't find it back, and then you don't remember where this is or where that is. Then you catch it with the tractor as you're cleaning up snow, you break it, and it's just nice to be neat, orderly, tidy. But even in the summertime, I prefer it that way. Just, that's your garbage pile, that's your good pile. You know, lumber, short scraps get stacked according to size. Which makes things run more efficiently. Good throw. Or good catch. Which one? It was the throw?
Yeah.
That's what you would say, but you're probably thinking it was the catch. Huh?
Yeah.
Yep. I think it's a combination. Good throw and good catch.
Throw it, then I wouldn't catch it, so it's gotta be both.
What's that?
I said if he didn't throw it, then I wouldn't catch it, so it's gotta be both.
That is true. And so that's interesting though, see, because he could throw it. He can throw it without you catching it, but you can't catch it without him throwing it. So that almost makes him more important than you. That's interesting thought, isn't it?
If I didn't catch it, he'd have to throw it up.
If he didn't,
Throw it up to,
oh yeah, he'd just be throwing it to himself, but
yeah.
he could catch it. Can you throw it and catch it? Hey,
He could probably throw it up and then catch it.
there you go. So he can do it all without you, but you can't do it without him. Haha. There you go, Jerry. That makes you more important, maybe.
I saw her up on the hill, on her way to the mill, proud and all out. But where are you now? Misunderstood, said she would help the ones that she could. No glimpse of